Hello everybody, this is a quick review of the NeuroVisual application for the Muse Headband. You can do all kinds of research of your brainwaves, you can do a recording, you can analyze it, compare it to others and do neurofeedback. Basically what you need is the Muse Headband, which will cost around $200. You need a connection to your Windows computer. There are two possible configurations. The first one is you use Muse Direct and the second one is you use Muse Monitor. And then you have to install NeuroVisual. If you want to download NeuroVisual, go to my site mindresearch.xyz. Here are the instructions for the installation. They should be clear. If you have questions, you can send me an email. Okay, let's start the demonstration of possibilities. So let's start the recording. Here is the Muse Direct application and you can see that the connection is okay. I open port number 5000. Now I open NeuroVisual application. I go to the streaming and I open stream. Okay, data coming in, showing the relative values. I can change to the raw EEG values. Okay, let's go back to linear values. When you want to start a recording, you just press on this button. Now he is recording the data which are coming in. And when I press again, it's finished. Okay, I stop this recording. Here you see there's a file and that's the recording I just made. Okay, to show you the possibilities I use a recorded file. There are several ways or values you can show: the logarithmic values, linear absolute values, relative values. You can choose the raw voltages, EEG, or if you want to see the difference between the right and the left side of the brain and the front of with the ears, you can choose this one. You can open a second window to see more, so you can compare, let's say, here you want to show the relative values. Or you can compare two persons. For example, in the above window there is Maria and in the second window there is Frank. So discard this one. Now suppose I want to play back the file as it was recorded. Then here's the button. Now when I choose Maria, you see a kind of real live playback. If you want to see what's going on all the sensors in her brain, here you see the 5 waves and different locations on the 4 sensors. There is also another way of showing it. Here you see the waves in the form of changing colors. You can change the color scheme. You can choose one value for a big screen feedback, but this is more a kind of, let's say, kind of a gimmick. All right. You can do an analysis. I will keep it quite short. Here's the screen for analysis. Basically what you do a recording of first you make a kind of session file in which you describe the task the person is performing. For example, a timeout of 7 seconds to give instructions, just staring out of the window for 23 seconds, etc. This is the description of the session task you are going to do. After the recording, you can analyze the session. For example, Fanny did a session with just staring, name musical instruments, etc. And here you can see the results. How the brainwaves are changing during the different tasks she does. You can compare it with other people who did the same session, the same task. For example, here you see Fanny has much activity to the right of her brain. If I look at John has quite some activity to the left side of his brain, in general. So this is just a quick review of all kind of analysis you can do of a session. So let's have a look at feedback. Of course you do feedback with a live stream, but here I do a simulation. We go to the feedback screen and, for example, I want to have feedback on alpha waves. Here I choose alpha and then I choose a way of displaying. This is a boat on the lake which moves up and down depending on the values of alpha coming in. You can show the values. In the beginning he establishes a baseline, which is a measurement of the first 20 data coming in, and then he compares the other data to the baseline. You can add a sound to it, for example the sound of the piano playing. The piano is playing more louder. Oh, I have to restart Maria. The sound of the piano is going up and down depending on the amount of alpha. You can choose a stereo sound. Then on the right side you hear the birds and on the left side you hear the water. Okay, I stopped the stereo sound. Instead of the boat you can use a movie, the movie of an eagle flying. The eagle stops or flies depending whether the values are above or below the baseline. And here you can adjust the baseline. Okay. So I stopped the movie. You can choose, if you, for example, want to know the frontal alpha index, you can choose it here. Or you can choose a wave ratio between, for example, delta divided by alpha. So you can choose all kinds of feedback. This is just a very quick review. That's it. There are more possibilities, but just give it a try, find out for yourself and enjoy.